The Labor Department released the final jobs report for 2020 today, showing the first drop since April as states ramped up coronavirus restrictions. Overall, the U.S. economy lost 140,000 jobs last month, while the unemployment rate held steady at 6.7%. To dig deeper into that report, I want to bring in Mitch Roschelle, founding partner at Macro Trends Advisors. Hi, Mitch. Thanks for joining us today.
You bet.
Today's jobs report showed losses overall, but several sectors did actually see growth. Where are you focusing as you comb through these results?
You know, it's interesting how the market reacted, Greta, today as they comb through the results, because it was a little bit of a roller coaster. But I think at the end of the day, they landed where I did, which is there's a lot of positive. The fall off in the leisure and hospitality of almost 500,000 jobs, not entirely unexpected. But if you look at goods producing jobs, which includes manufacturing and distribution, there's almost 100,000. I believe it was about around 90,000 jobs gained. The construction industry saw job gains, and retail, which is clearly seasonal because we're talking about the December jobs report, saw large gains. So I think there's some good news in there. However, this is a direct result of lockdowns. When you shut down the restaurants and the ability to travel, you get a $500,000 jobs falling out of the leisure and hospitality segment.
One sector of the economy that's been a bright spot throughout this entire pandemic is the home industry, ultimately home building. That's no different here in this report. Builders and remodelers adding more than 22,000 jobs last month. Do you expect that trend to continue in the new home market?
100%, Greta. And in fact, it is the bright spot, and it really stands out, and it's going to be very catalytic for economic growth as we go through 2021. There's a shortage of housing. Prior to the pandemic, there was a shortage of housing, especially in the affordable housing space. And I think as people, reevaluate where they want to live and start moving around, especially out of high tax states, we're seeing tremendous demand for housing, and the only way to satisfy that demand, although it takes a while to build a home, is for new construction. So we saw 500,000 jobs created in construction. Most of that is residential construction, and I think that is a trend you can count on continuing throughout 2021.
You mentioned that lack of supply in the housing market, and that has ultimately driven prices higher and at a really fast pace. We've seen a downtick in buyers being able to purchase, and there's been a drop in the purchasing activity, mortgage activity, as they are pressured by those high prices. How does the housing market keep up with people being able to buy homes and afford them, and being able to meet the supply demands that are there?
At some point, prices get too high and people just started backing away. When you're bidding $50,000 over asking price on a $400,000 home, I think people start walking away from deals. And we may see interest rates tick up. While mortgage rates this week hit another low on Thursday, we saw the 10-year Treasury break through 1%. I think it closed around 118 today. And obviously, interest rates influence people's buying decisions. So it wouldn't be a terrible thing if the market cooled a little bit and got a little less frothy. But I think that wall of demand is going to exceed supply for a lot of 2021, if not into 2022. And that's going to continue to put upward pressure on prices.
The loss of jobs today, as you mentioned, was focused in leisure and hospitality as Democrats reimpose restrictions in several states. Do you expect to see any change in the labor market recovery as Democrats are now set to take over both the White House and Congress?
Yeah, ultimately, the decision about opening a state or a city or a municipality is local. So that what happens in Washington may not be driving that decision. However, I think the tone from the new administration and their coronavirus task force and the guidance that they give, it's going to probably be more of a executive branch pressure than it would be legislative branch in terms of whether or not we open up our economy. But the key to recovery is opening up the economy, without a doubt. And you see that today in the jobs report with 500,000 jobs lost in leisure and hospitality.
All right, Mitch Roschelle, founding partner at Macro Trends Advisors, joining us to discuss the December jobs report. Thanks as always for coming on the show today.
Have a good weekend, Greta.
You as well.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.com for immediate access to all the clips you've been waiting to see.